ikapitishiwa moya kaihog sana. Kibaki alipatanga kaimezima kaiwasha, uhuru zilimwonyesha tu kukopa bana. Tuko ma shit flani utadhani si tumelewa. Kenya land bank na bill castles kwa hewa. 247 mabela wanani sorondo wa discuss life ya Omera. Mara o nigga what's that? Kuna marufu inanuka nikitoka. Beef ni manchis na shikanisha na pocha. Wakikuliza wambie si tunaiwasha.
420-247-365 Situko 420-247-365.
Okay, but you said something interesting. You said confidence. Like, you see what confidence got Kanye West?
Kanye
West is confident. Some issues are going on. Mine is just confidence.
I am not roots culture so high.
The project's called Manifesto. But this was your first project.
My first full length.
I remember that one. You actually said like way early on. You said that like around the pandemic. But when I listened to this,
my marijuana is a jealous lover.
A lot of the topics and conversations surround what was happening during COVID, especially like we lost to police, made DJ that song is like someone who's like a Kenyan who was living around the pandemic times and literally do it. But then also like after Sponyo, it's like that's also very relevant. But then there's like wake up with a minor where it's like for me it's the outro. When he calls the nigga mom. For me it's the outro because
I can give you an exclusive on the track list. That's a song that precedes Tafuta Futa Sponyo.
Okay.
So if you listen to what he says in the outro, is it Tabidiment after Sponyo? Yeah. So those two songs are like right next to each other on the track list.
So there's so many questions I wanted to sit down and understand better about this project that's coming out. I guess I'll start right off the bat with, you chose to work with professionals, I'll say like professional producers and professional artists on this project in terms of the whole process. Why did you take this? Why did you take it seriously? Like, why you have a whole website? Why are you doing the most? You just drop your mixtape and go home. Like, why are you choosing to do this very intentionally and the way you're doing it?
Well, my EP was also with professional guys as well, Black Hole Records.
Yeah.
The thing is, I sort of really brought them out of their comfort zone with that project because they hadn't done any drill before. So I had them do songs like Nairobi Tofautis, Making, and I think that was the first project where they produced drill. So I guess in the music you can tell that they're testing the waters and stuff. But on this one, I don't know. I feel like I'm someone who has this mindset of like, if you're gonna do anything, do it right. Like if I go to a bar and I wouldn't want the bartender to give me bad service. You know what I'm saying? So in the same vein, if I'm gonna do music, I want to put my best foot forward and give the best that I can. So,
but not all bartenders are good.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. I want to be one of the good bartenders. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's just the mindset I take into like anything I do really. So I guess that's why I really went hard with this album. The website is because I'm a web developer. That's like my 9 to 5. So I was like, this is something I can use for people to get all the info they need as far as credits, lyrics, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm like you said, I'm trying to be very professional in terms of how I'm going about it, and that's it. Yeah.
So what's a bit confusing is the fact that your first EP is called Not a Rapper. And then you also do something else. I mean, clearly you do a lot of things. You said you're a web developer.
Yes.
I guess, what are the many different things or different hats that you wear?
Well, web developer is my 9 to 5.
Okay.
But in a sense, it's also if you can look at it as a creative endeavor as well, because you can create anything with code.
Exactly.
So
do you work for like one company, or you're like a freelance?
I freelance. So that's how I make money to pay my bills and everything. But as a creative, I rap, I'm a comedian. I do stand-up comedy and like videos and line and stuff like that. And going forward, I'm gonna be getting into more stuff as well. I'm trying to learn how to make beats.
Okay. So even production, like that's something you don't want to do for yourself.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like some of these ideas I want to be able to execute myself.
Yes.
So that's something else I'm gonna get into. But as of now, rap, music, and comedy. That's those.
Which came first, if you don't mind me asking?
Comedy. So how I initially started with the videos online back in 2019, and then in the middle of the pandemic in 2020, I started doing music. I did songs for these 2 videos I did on my YouTube channel, and then I caught a creative high, and that same week I wrote all of Not a Rapper.
Okay.
I wrote all the songs
all in one week.
Yeah. So that's how I got into music.
So the music thing wasn't even a thing you were really pursuing or going for. It was something that happened while you were doing the creation of your videos or your okay, explain to us what that means.
Yeah, so I did this video on my YouTube channel called The State of Kenyan Hip Hop. I was making jokes about like the Kenyan rap scene.
At the time, what was your take on Kenyan hip hop? What was your state? What was your?
I don't even remember much.
What was your take on the state of Kenyan hip hop at the time?
I don't even remember much of what I said.
Were you trolling? Were you being serious?
It's mostly making jokes.
Okay.
Well, as far as much as I make jokes, obviously, there's a point to what I'm saying. I think I can't remember. I really can't remember what I said. I think I was talking about probably the growth of the scene and the diversity in terms of all the subgenres we have. Yeah. I know I talked about guys like Calligraph, Mbogi Genje. And then on that video, I did a song called Safaricon.
Yes,
I talk about M-Pesa scammers and stuff. So I was like, if I don't want to talk shit about these artists and not try do this thing myself. So I did like a joke song that ended up on my EP as well. So but I remade it.
So let me ask you something, and this is something that a lot of people, I guess, don't really understand. It's easy to shit on a song.
Yeah,
but it's very hard to make a song.
Yes.
Okay, let me be more clear in the sense of it's easy to make any song. It's hard to make a good song.
Yes.
So like when people talk shit about Kahush and like Missy Wezi, it's like I would love to give them studio time and see what they'll do, because it's hard to make a song that's memorable, like even a hit. Like
that song to this day, people are still playing it everywhere. As much as people shit on Kahush, but I've made jokes about Kahush.
But people love to talk shit. But like if you actually give someone a chance, the people who talk the most shit, the YouTube A&R guys, they're not gonna do shit if you give them a studio session. Even if you give them a great beat, there's no way they're gonna take it.
Because you have to have that. You have to be talented enough to make a good song, and you have to be creative enough to as you said, make a memorable song. You know what I'm saying? It's hard work for sure.
Do you dabble in any drugs?
Yes.
So I'm asking because you said you got a creative high.
Yeah.
So what's a creative high like? For someone who's listening, who's never had a creative high or doesn't know what the fuck that means, like what is a creative high, according to you at least?
I think, at least within the context of what I was talking about that week, I wrote Not a Rapper. I would say I wrote that Safaricon song, and then I did another video where I did another song called Stream Cream. It was about like Twitch, some guys suing Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And that I don't know, like after I wrote those 2 songs, I just had ideas flooding in my head about like more songs, things I can talk about on a song. So I guess in that sense, I got a creative high. Like I just had this flurry of ideas after I did those 2 songs, and I was like, shit, let me try and write some more. So I looked for beats online. I started writing lyrics and all that stuff. So some people call it like a flow state or being in the zone or whatever. I just had this flurry of ideas that I wanted to put down, and that's what happened. Yeah.
The comedy thing. Were you always funny? Like, were you always funny, or that one was, because that's what most people know you for, correct?
I guess, yeah.
So I guess
most people that have recognized me talk about like my comedy,
your skits, even you do a lot of live gigs, you do a lot of videos. I guess how did you figure out that you were funny and that's something you could do?
I don't know. I think, well, I was never like a class clown in high school or anything. I was like, growing up, I was a very reserved kid. But I think something most people don't realize is comedy has structure. Of course, you can have like your...
What do you mean comedy has structure?
Comedy has structure, you know.
It's not possible.
You can have your natural wit, and that's what people call being funny. Like some people are just naturally more witty than others.
Okay. But
when it comes to writing jokes, you have to have a setup and a punchline. There's different ways of setting up your jokes. It's different. Comedy has structure.
Yeah.
Like if you sit down and take your time to do your research and really learn about what comedy is, like anyone can get into comedy and succeed. And so yeah, I think I got into comedy at a time where I was figuring out how I can engage myself creatively. This was like around 2018. Before what I was doing online was like gaming videos.
Because I saw you do have a page where you used to do Twitch.
Yeah.
So you were actually like a streamer guy. Like you actually would go...
I still want to get back into that. It's just that at the moment my laptop got messed up. I can't stream or do anything. But like way back, I started doing FIFA videos in like 2014, 2015.
What made you even think of that? Were you watching them?
I was watching guys online like KSI and all these people. I wanted to be like them. I started making FIFA videos and they did fairly well, but after a while I got tired of it. So around 2018 I was asking myself like, how can I engage myself creatively?
Did you do it consistently for 4 years or just for a short time?
I did it 2014, 2015. Then end of 2015, I moved to England for 2 years to study and play football.
Okay.
I came back in 2017, played football for another year before I quit.
Okay, bro, hold up a bit.
Yeah.
I'm confused about something.
Yeah.
You were not just watching ball videos or streaming them. You were actually good enough to be even playing.
Yeah.
Not just at Likindogo in England.
Yeah.
You can't skip over that shit. What do you mean? You are like, how did you end up being so good and even going to England to play ball? Explain to us.
Man, I played football for many years. When I finished high school, I did year 11, and then I did year 12, and I dropped out of A levels because I thought it was too difficult for me. I didn't want to do that.
What school was this?
Oshawa Academy Senior High.
So you do year 11, you finished?
I did year 11 in St. Mary's, St. Mary's School Saints. I finished. I went to Oshawa for a year. I dropped out, and then I joined.
Okay, how do you drop out of high school? Because you see, like you can't. You see, like dropping out of uni is bad, man. Like you can tell your parents, you guy, uni, blah blah blah. But like dropping out of high school, you can't. You have to do something.
Yeah, so this I told my folks, listen, man, this A level stuff isn't working out. I'm fucking around, and like I'm pretty sure I got bad marks. Like to this day, I don't know what I got in my finals, but I went to England to do something called a BTEC level 3 diploma, which is equivalent to A levels. Okay. So I was doing that I was studying sports exclusively. Okay. So while I was studying there, the school I was at were affiliated with a football club called Charlton Athletic. Okay. So they had like a small quote unquote academy at that school. So that's why I played football.
Why are you calling it small? Like, what do you mean quote unquote? Was it like?
Because the club has its like main academy, and then they had this like sort of what they call like community academies in different schools. Okay. And there were a few cases where players got out of those and got into like the club.
The main
itself,
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I saw that as a potential pathway. So I was like, let me go study there and play at the same time.
Okay. So were you good at football, or you were just bahatishaing?
No, I like to think I was good. I like to think I was good. I just didn't have as much passion for it as I thought I did. Okay. So my second year in England, I was at a semi-pro club. Okay. But my student visa ran out. I finished my course. I came back to Kenya.
And your course was purely sports?
Yeah.
So what was that like?
So we had different modules for like sports nutrition, like talent ID, all that sort of stuff, just stuff to do with sports. It was really fun. I enjoyed it because like I didn't want to have to do these subjects.
But serious question. Mtu akisomea your stuff atapata job gani ama atafanya job gani?
I became a qualified gym instructor actually.
But where? I mean, all gym instructors do is stretch bitches.
No, it's like there's you're taken through how you're supposed to take through a client, through in like induction, orientation, all that stuff. How you're supposed to.
But would you really
explain
want to do that?
exercises
Would
to
you
them.
really want to do that like as a job or pursue that?
If say if you want to be
No,
a footballer. Me?
you who studied that.
Yeah, at the time.
It's like chemistry and bio. It was
Yeah.
a waste of my motherfucking time.
Yeah.
I've never used any biology ever. Mitochondria, all of that
course,
shit
yeah.
is useless.
Neither have I,
It's not
yeah.
helping me in
Yeah.
life anytime.
Yeah.
So like the sports stuff you studied, is it help? Is it you applying it?
My hope was
Mm.
I could have gotten a job as a gym instructor there, or like a PE teacher,
Okay.
and make my money, pay my bills while I continue pursuing football.
Okay.
Because that's something a lot of semi pro footballers do. Like,
Okay.
You know, because they are not, the money they make from football isn't enough to sustain them. They have to have jobs.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna do a job, I might as well do something that is sports related.
Okay.
So that was the idea I had, but unfortunately I couldn't get a job when I finished.
So you come back,
Yeah.
and when you come back, what do you do now? Like, okay, umemaliza utafanya nini?
So yeah, I went back to where it started. I went back to Ligi Ndogo. I joined the under-20s there.
Wait, they have like, go for adults?
Yeah, there's the first team, there's under-20s, and then there's the youth
Okay.
age groups. Yeah. So I went to the under-20s. I was there for like 4 or 5 months. They promoted me to the first team. So this is 2018 now, and then throughout 2018 I was playing for the first team, but I found myself becoming more and more miserable with like the whole routine. I had to wake up very early in the morning.
What time is early?
I had to wake up at 5, get to the ground by 7 a.m. We train for like three hours.
Okay.
Then after training I still have to go and work, and I'm tired as fuck.
Work where?
My web development stuff.
Okay.
Well, no, at the time I hadn't done web development yet. I was doing like writing jobs and stuff. But in any case, like the point was, I'm very tired after training, and I still have to go and spend energy like working. So after a while, I got tired of that, and it got to a point where now the comedy thing came in. Like I said,
you had time to make videos, but you didn't have time to do these other things. How serious?
I mean, it just got to a point where, because I had been doing the FIFA videos for a little bit as well, I got tired of that. So I'm like, but I still wanted to create. So I was like, how can I engage myself creatively? Like, what can I do? So there's these YouTubers. I was watching a lot of like commentary videos. These two comedians that I like, called Noel Miller and Cody Ko. They have a duo called Tiny Meat Gang. I don't know if you've heard of them before. So Noel Miller especially is very similar to me in that he does a lot of different. He does stand-up comedy. He does his online videos. He's a musician.
Okay.
He has his podcast.
Nice.
So he's like, I would say he's like my biggest inspiration, like as a creative. So I was watching those guys' video, and I was like, man, this is something I could do. So early 2019 now, I took a short course on like writing comedy, because I didn't want to go online and bahatisha and do guesswork. I wanted to
Wait, you took a course on where? From who?
You know Udemy?
Yes.
Yeah, I went on Udemy. I found a course about like how to write jokes.
Okay.
So I did that for a couple of weeks, and then I started doing my videos. Because again, I didn't want to go on YouTube and just do guesswork. I wanted to know why it is people laugh, what makes people laugh. So that's
I would never even think of that. I would just try. If I'm funny, I'm funny. Yeah.
So that's how I got into comedy. It was those videos at first.
So I'm curious about something. You talk about web development and something that you're doing, even like you're genuinely able to like earn money for it. Like you're able to pay bills.
That's how I
How
pay
do
my
you
bills,
teach yourself that, or is that something you go back to the online
Everything
school?
is online nowadays, man. I learned on this website called Code Academy.
I know Code Academy.
Yeah. I did a course on Code Academy, and I started making money.
Are these courses free for people who are listening? Like people want to, everybody would love to be like you. They just go, they learn something. Like, are these courses free, or like how do you get yourself to get into these courses?
There's a lot of courses there that are free, but like they're, I guess, sort of like the introductory ones. And then they have these sort of career path courses where they teach you like a lot of like different frameworks.
So like to learn how to do the comedy stuff, was that free?
No, that course I took on Udemy, I paid money.
How much?
I can't remember, but it wasn't a lot. It was like less than 2,000.
And you would say you got value for your money?
Yeah, like because I learned the basics of the structure of a joke, its setup, punchline. There's different ways of, there's the rule of 3, there's U-turns, there's drawing parallels, there's different ways of writing jokes. These are things I learned in that course.
Did you know a comedian or anybody who was a comedian at that time? Besides the guys you're watching on YouTube, did you also know a comedian? Because I feel as though something that's interesting is the internet is filling a gap where we don't for the gaps that we have here, in the sense of, if you knew a comedian personally, you could go and ask him, yo, me, I want to be a comedian, what do I do? But if you don't know anybody, you can go online. Or if you want to learn how to code, you don't have to wait for your cousin from Minnesota to come home and visit to teach you how to code. You can go learn online. Exactly, you said everything is online. Bro, like, I want to learn how to teach a time. My dad told me go to YouTube. I'm like, what the fuck? I want you to teach me. Like, no, go to
everything is online. Fatherly
So I guess for you with this, what's this thing ya kujitafutia unajitolea kwa nini? Do you get my question? Like,
I guess
you have to, because there's someone who wants to be on radio but they won't want to try it out before so why do you think about learning things, and that why do you approach things that way?
I don't know. I think that's just I just like investing in knowledge and building like different skill sets, like, because I feel like you said, if I don't have anyone I can turn to and ask, like, what do? I still have the internet. And I just, it's something I value personally. Like, the more knowledge you can accumulate and apply in terms of like gathering skills, like you can, you become a more well-rounded person. You can do different things. So that's, I guess I just like investing in myself in that sense.
So like with coding, was it out of a necessity? Because it also seems like you do stuff, okay, I need to get this. So was it out of necessity, like you needed a website for something? Or what made you think, okay, I should learn this skill?
It was kind of out of the necessity, because I started doing web development during the pandemic. So before, like I said, I was doing like these like writing jobs, but I wasn't really enjoying it that much. And like during the pandemic, like I went several months without like a job. So I was like, what else can I do to pay the bills? Because I can't continue living like this. And I figured, like, a lot of people are learning how to code now. Like, web developers are making good money. This is something I can get into. Plus, I'm a bit of a geek anyway. Like, I play a lot of video games. And I learned a bit of HTML as a kid anyway, so I was like, this is something I can get into. Okay. So it was kind of out of necessity. Like, I needed to find another way to make money.
So you find a course?
Yes, I went to Uncle Academy, and I started learning there. And here we are 2 years later, I'm paying my bills.
And you're good enough to make a website for someone where they'd even be happy to pay you?
Yeah. That is my day job.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there any cool websites you've made besides your own? You can brag, like, I made this website, like,
So yeah, I guess.
And are these like local or like international?
Tekken 254, for example, that's an esports venture I'm involved in.
Okay.
I made the website for that.
Amazing.
So I guess that's one local example.
Okay.
I've done small projects for different clients from around the world.
Okay.
So like I'm making decent money. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I want to know something. We've talked about so many different things. I'm not even halfway through, but I want to know from you. I'm curious about the project you're going to be releasing, because I'm asking all of these questions because I'm trying to figure out, this man in front of me, is he a man of substance, and what makes him a man of substance? Because you can't come out the gate saying I'm a man of substance. That's that's deep. So I'm curious as to how your journey has gotten you or led you to the point where you feel like you have something to share, but also you package it as a body of work, and it's been very intentional. Like you've been releasing singles in a certain way. You've been even like, so I guess. What's this project? What does it mean? Tell us the story of this project.
So it's man of substance is that's how I like seeing myself. That's how I would like to portray myself, like a man of substance. And the way I've laid out the project is like an introduction to me as a person and as an artist. I'm going to reveal the track list on Thursday, but there's 3 different parts to the album. So part 1 is basically a window into my background, my musical tastes, my personality. And then part 2 now is showcasing my storytelling ability as a comedian. There's several comedic songs on the album. Tafuta Sponyo is one, Wake Up is another.
Okay.
That's just 2 of them. So that part of the album is supposed to showcase what I can do as a comedian and music. I'm trying to marry those two and, tell a story in that part of the album. And then part 3 is just bonus tracks. 2 tracks I've released previously. That's Nairobi Tofauti remix and Slaking remake. I think I can just say that now.
Okay.
And then another new song that I think people are going to love. So as a whole, it's basically, I've tried to lay it out as an introduction to DVK. Like, who is this guy? What is he about? Like, what can he do as an artist? So that's, yeah.
Why re-release or why repackage or re-remix Nairobi Tofauti and Slaking? Because those were on Not a Rapper.
Yeah.
Why do these songs need to come back, at least from your perspective of as an artist?
So I re-released them as a single, I think in September last year, because I really liked the beats for the Nairobi Tofauti remix and the Slaking remake are the original beats I wrote to those songs too. So how I did Not a Rapper, I found beats online and I wrote the songs and I went to Black Hole.
Yeah.
And recorded they made their own beats. They made different beats and then we recorded over those beats. So with those 2 songs, I liked those original beats so much. I was like, damn, I wanna re-release them just on those original beats. And on this album, because I guess it's my full-length debut, it's like a way of reintroducing those songs to new listeners. Because I really like those songs, and I want like new listeners who find me on this album to rediscover those songs as well. So
maybe a bit of an obvious question, but it's only about your girlfriend.
Of course.
Why do you love her so much? You're always posting her. You're always like this. Are you in love? Okay, we can tell you're in love. Like, why are you ringaing? Like, this love has you... Talk to us. Tell us.
I mean, it's just a very healthy relationship we have. That's all I can say. When I'm in a good place in my love life, where.
But you're sharing. You're not scared. You're not scared.
Nah, because I know we have a very solid relationship. It's not just mapenzi like we are.
You're not just saying for IG.
Yeah, So we have a very solid thing going, and like that's why I'm not afraid of putting her on a song. And that's 2 songs now. Black Queen was about her as well.
Okay.
So
how did you meet this Black Queen?
Funny enough, online during the pandemic.
The pandemic really saved your life, didn't it?
Or right before the pandemic, I should say. Beginning of 2020. I found her on a dating app. I was looking for some quick fun.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon this woman. We went on a date. We really hit it off, and the rest is history.
Does she think you're funny?
I would like to think so.
Does she think you're funny?
Sometimes she says I'm funny. Sometimes she says she gives me shit. I don't know.
Okay.
I like to think she thinks I'm funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
The message you're passing on to the youth. This Tafuta Sponyo story. Like, it's hard out here. A Sponyo would really save a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like, does it really work? Do you know any successful is there anybody what's the song?
The song is satirical.
But do you know anybody who's really like Omokad of Asponyo?
Not personally. I've had stories from.
But we all hear those stories. Yeah. But like, I don't think people are really
I don't think it's a viable like path to go down.
No.
It's there's a lot of risk to that.
But high risk, high reward.
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
I mean, if you're sucking toes or like fucking niggas raw, then you might end up with something.
I mean, like if you're servicing some old women out here and you're getting good money off it, I mean, you risk catching chlamydia and all this shit. But
would you give Mama Ngine a dick if you didn't have a girlfriend?
No.
Even for like a B?
I'm not gonna lie.
How many websites is that?
Bro, that's several lifetimes of websites. Okay. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'd give it some serious thought. Like, I'd think about my financial situation and like whatever. But I don't know.
But you're a man of substance.
I don't think I would. I think I have too much pride to go down that path. Like, but if those that would, I would completely understand.
Okay.
It's like that's a lot of money. That's a life-changing sum of money.
So you chose the initials DVK as your name?
Yes.
Is that the same? Do you use the same name for music as you do for comedy, or how do you separate the two?
DVK is my gamer tag.
Okay.
So I just shifted that over to music.
Okay.
And there's no special meaning. It's just letters from my name.
And so when you game, whether it's what do you game? I guess what's your console?
Tekken, fighting games. I'm a big fighting game guy. So when I play in Tekken tournaments and stuff, like you see they write DVK as well. So I was like, I don't.
Are you good?
Yeah.
As good as you are in music, football, and comedy, or just good?
Yeah, no. I played in there's this online tournament series called the Tekken Online Challenge that I played in last year. I got to the regional finals for they call it the South Africa region, and I finished third. Like there was hundreds throughout the season. There were
so there's other weirdos out there playing Tekken around Africa.
Yeah,
not just you.
Yeah, so throughout the entire season, there was 100+ players. I qualified for the regional finals. We were 8 of us, and I finished third. Okay. So I'm good.
Okay,
I am good. So DVK is what I use for music and gaming. As a comedian, I just go by my name because, like, at least in Kenya, I know a lot of comedians have stage names, but like,
is there any other rapping singers? Okay, but you're not a rapper. But is there any other musicians who could do comedy? Justin doesn't have bars. Amandip was here today, Hannah bars. Gakonyo can't rap. But like, I mean, don't tell us Eric Omondi has talent. Anyway, do you think Eric Omondi is funny?
Personally, no. But I mean, comedy.
But you respect what he's done. Like, okay, what do you what's your take on him? Does he need to be funny, or he's getting the bag? Like, does it matter if VK is funny or not? The guy's eating.
I mean, I respect what he's been able to achieve as a comedian, like, you know, filling out stadiums in TZ and all that shit. Like, that's huge. But like, right now, I don't know what it is he's planning with his career. Like the past 2 years, I don't know what it is he's doing. But like, yeah, I respect what he's been able to achieve. Personally, I don't find him funny. But again, comedy is subjective. Like, what I find funny, you might not find funny. So that's just me. Obviously, there's many people who find him funny. So yeah, I respect what he's been able to achieve, but like, but he's not my cup of tea personally. Okay. Yeah.
K the Great.
Yes.
How do you know K the Great? How do you even link up with him? And that's like an amazing producer.
Hugely successful producer. Yes. I guess he was worked with Nyashinsky.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I reached out to him online because I was I found the beat for Only on his website. He has a website where he sells his beats.
Okay.
So I was going through his beats online, and I found that beat. I really liked it. I contacted him. I was like, bro, I want to use this beat. Like, what's the? And yeah, we just continued communicating, and you know, here we are.
Have you ever like worked in person together? Have you ever linked?
No, because right now he's in Burundi. He's been in Burundi for a while. That's where he's from. Okay. I know sometimes he's in Kenya, but no, I haven't met him in person. Okay. I don't think. Yeah.
And with guys like Lil Minor, Joanna Manika DM, how does that work? Because Lil Minor is a big deal. Like, how do you get him to even send
Lil Minor? I sent him an email last year, like middle of last year. Like, he took like 3 months to respond. I think my email got lost somewhere.
He's a busy nigga.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So I emailed him probably around March, April last year. He responded in September, and he was like, you know, sorry for blah, 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 but, you know, I'm down, you know, just, you know, let me know what's happening, blah, blah, blah. So, we carried on talking.
Did you send him the song that you wanted him to hop on?
At the time, I didn't have the beat yet, but after he responded, now I reached out to Cap, who produced the beat.
Yes.
And Cap also took a while because we had some back and forth. He sent me a beat. I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, do this. Send me another one. I wasn't feeling it. So that took a few months. And this is, I think, December last year or January this year where we finally get the beat. So I sent that to Lil Minor. I was like, this is the beat. This
so you had a story of what you wanted to say about Wake Up. Okay.
Yeah. So Wake Up.
Because even how you guys went back to back, I was confused. Like, how do you, because
Yeah, so that's obviously that's something that I planned. Like there was the story of Wake Up. Obviously, is guys that have gone out. They get thrown in a cell phone.
And then, but there's even in the car, kwa gari, zima bado, whatever. Yeah.
So that song is part of a story in the part 2 of the album. So that's something that was very intentional. I planned that.
Okay.
I was like this. I told Lil Minor, this is what I want from you. This is what the song is.
Yeah.
And then
because the funny thing is, if you think about Lil Minor, when he first came out for me, it was Stretch Max Wahaga.
Yeah, that was
and
the
then,
first.
And
I
was so confused. Here I'm trying to take Kenya music seriously, trying to do serious shit, and then niggas like, and I'm like, the kids on this. I'm like, turn this shit off. And then
the kids then just having fun saying silly shit.
Bro, and then there was another one for Jabba. Then I just went on his YouTube and I saw, so he was having fun, almost like fun, comedy shit.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's why maybe it makes a perfect sense as a feature, because it's almost, he's like Lil Dicky and him. That's exactly, a lane. Because everybody's out here being so serious. The man is like having fun. He's like whatever.
That's the whole reason I got him on the song. Like I was like, he's going to be able to deliver that silliness.
Exactly.
And like so I guess some of my songs are similar in a sense, like Slaking, for example. Like sometimes it's just fun to say silly shit on a song and it slaps. So I guess that's purely what he does, and I respect it because he's just having fun. And
what does your family and friends say about this music that you make?
I mean, they're supportive. I guess I still get to how African parents. I still get to little comments like, "What's your plan?" Blah, 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 blah. The comedy thing. How much are they paying you? Blah, blah. But I mean, they've been quite supportive for the most part. Like my mom. I had her the other day playing my songs on her Spotify. I was like, God damn, yeah. So they've been pretty supportive. Yeah, my entire family, not just.
Are you looking to make music videos? Like, is there gonna be any music videos? Because you do the most. Are we gonna get any music videos from this next project?
I really want to. I want to do one for Only.
Okay.
But right now I can't say with certainty if it's going to happen because this project has drained me financially.
Sorry.
So I can't say for sure if there's going to be videos, but there's one plan for Only at the very least.
I was wondering, why did you want to make your listening party exclusive or private? Like, wouldn't you have been dope to have like different people come just check it out? Like, was it the space, or like would you have been able to get more people to come? I guess
I just wanted it to be something intimate. Like the whole point of that was just to invite a few friends, and because I also did crowdfunding for the project as well. Some of the contributors, I invited them as well. And then also invite people from the industry to introduce myself and be like, this is me, this is my album, listen to it. And
how does someone do crowdfunding for an album? Okay, I know it happened, but like, you got people to actually support you to make this album?
Yeah, I got.
Did I mean you had a budget? Like, how did you come correct and tell someone, fund, help me? How does that work?
I made a budget, and I appealed to. I got on this platform called Mchanga.
Yes, I know Mchanga.
So I laid out my plan, and I managed to get like around 50K.
Okay.
Which really helped the production. In total, I've spent almost 300 Gs.
But you got 50s though.
Yeah, 50. I mean, like I'm saying, it really helped. Like without that 50K, it would have been much harder to do the album. So I some of my friends
was your budget. Did you have the budget of 300 in the Mchanga, or did you because I'm asking because reality versus the plan. There's always of course,
things never.
So like
things never go
in
to
your
plan.
original plan. When you go to Mchanga, what was your plan? What was the thinking? You said
the original budget was closer to 400K.
Okay.
But as the project went on, there's a lot of things I had to cut down because I was like, this is unnecessary. I don't really need this. Blah blah blah. So eventually, it came down.
How did you come up with a budget? How did you figure out? Okay, what was in your budget?
Studio time. Some of the songs I had to buy the beats. Just figuring out what I'm going to need production wise. If I'm going to do videos, I reached out to certain videographers I was thinking about working with just to get quotes and put them in the budget. thinking about the rollout, like, how much I'm going to spend on maybe ads or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just did all of that, and I made a budget, and I was like, this is an estimate. This is what I can expect to spend on the album. So I used that as a budget. Yeah.
I think that's really wise because like it can help you, one, for yourself, but also for the outside guys in the sense of, yo, check this out. I'm trying to make an album. Can I get your support?
Yeah. So I mean,
how far in advance were you planning this? Like, so what year are we talking?
Last year. So I did that crowdfunding in July.
Okay.
And then I started production in November. So that crowdfunding drive was like a month or 2 months. I can't remember.
Okay.
Some people sent me money after, but yeah, that's what I did. I did that whole budget stuff, whatever, June, July last year. Then I started the crowdfunding.
Now, if you start making beats for yourself, utajilipa?
Bro, I see, I'm saving money. That's one way to save money. Like, if I'm making beats for myself, I don't need to pay anyone else. I can do my own shit.
Yeah.
But that, So
who's Black Hole Records? You've worked with them a lot. Who are them? Give them some shout out, some love. I see they're also on this, so I guess I'd love to know more about Black Hole Records.
So that's it's these two guys that I was in high school with, actually. So Andy Bolo and BH, another guy called Oloso as well, but Oloso has been inactive for a little while. So right now it's just Andy Bolo and BH.
Okay.
So as performing artists, they go by Jeshi.
Okay.
So I
they
think
were featured on Nimesota.
And they're on this album as well.
Okay.
So as performing artists, they go by Jeshi. As producers and the services they provide, they have their own label called Black Hole Records.
Okay.
So yeah, they did my EP, and they mix mastered half of this album as well. So
who did the other half of the mixing and mastering?
The MC Jize.
Ooh, he has a song called Hanini that I love from time.
Jize is a sick artist. And of course, aside from being a rapper, he's a producer. He's an audio engineer. Yeah. So yeah, he also did about half.
I've seen you been very intentional about giving us the names of the producers. Why you letting me? People don't care about the producer per se. I mean, people do care, but like, people don't really people don't show who the producer is. Why are you doing this?
I don't know.
Is it a discount? Is that how you get a discount from the producer?
That was part of the contract I signed. So if you want to give you a discount, you need to. No, it's just giving them their shine. It's like, these are the people that worked on my project, and I'd like people to know who they are. And eventually, when I reveal the track list, you'll know which songs they were on. So yeah, it's just giving them their credit. You
told me it's 17 songs.
Yes.
17 songs.
Yes, kumi na saba.
And I can do math, so that means it's 15 songs, because there's 2 from the old one, so that's 15. Then there's the ones you've already given us.
So 15 new songs.
No, because it's the ones you've given us.
Yeah,
because you've given us, of course, Tafuta Sponyo iko hapo.
Oh, you're talking about the singles. Yeah, Tafuta Sponyo, Super Police, and only Wake Up.
So 4. You're giving us 4.
Yeah,
4 singles. So we're getting
13. No,
4 plus 2.
11 new songs.
4 plus 2 is
6.
We're getting 11 new songs.
Yeah.
Features, we have Jeshi.
Yeah.
Features, we have Lil Minor.
Yeah. I'm going to features. I'll start from midnight.
Okay.
On my social media, you'll find.
Is there going to be more features? Yeah,
there's more features.
Any Galdems?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
You're gonna find out tomorrow and today is Monday. Tomorrow and Wednesday you'll find out the features.
And are they like features we're gonna be surprised about, or like is it like expected?
I don't know.
I feel like Kanzu could work. I feel like you could do something with Kanzu.
Yeah, but Kanzu is not on the project. I can confirm he's not on the project. Some may surprise you, some you might expect. I don't know. There's comedians on the album.
No way.
Yeah. Some of these stand-up comedians I do shows with every week.
No, for real?
Yeah. There's comedians.
Like skits?
Yeah.
You know what would be super dope?
Yeah.
Like an all-comedian freestyle. Like, like
have
you had like Detroit? Like Big Sean had a project, like he had like Detroit, like everybody from Detroit, like rapping that. Like
the funny thing is that's like sometimes we do open mics, and then like there's a time we did an open mic at Wama, and then like a bunch of us comedians just got in a circle and started just rapping bullshit, like just a freestyle session, and it's always so funny. So that's something that like If I want to, I could make that a song.
I feel like that'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
Is there any comedian rap?
I can tell you, Maina Murumba. You know Maina Murumba?
Yes.
Comedian called Maina Murumba.
Yeah.
Him in particular, he has buzz.
Okay.
The man has buzz. So
Okay.
I think I could put him on a song and he could do something. But yeah, there's comedians on the project. There is Gialdem.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you do a lot. I'm curious, what do you do for fun when you're not making music, when you're not doing 9 to 5? Do you even work out? Like, you have all this knowledge, like, you have knowledge about so many different things. Do you like, do you brain dump? Do you like, what do you do? Like, what do you do for fun outside of the things that you do to provide and
I play a lot of video games. And my girlfriend drags me out to different places sometimes.
Okay.
Like the other day we were at Karura Forest.
For real?
Yeah.
You walked?
We went to go for a walk and like have a picnic and all that lovey-dovey shit.
That's cute.
But yeah, if I'm not being dragged to places by my girlfriend or playing video games, there's not much else.
Okay.
Yeah, video games primarily because, like I said, I'm a huge geek, and I'm also, as a person, I'm also introverted, so I don't really like going out much.
You're introverted?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I am an introvert. I'm just not shy. I'm not shy, but I'm reserved. I am an introvert. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know, there's something you do really well. It's the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You do a really good job of utilizing the internet, whether it's sharing your stuff. So I want to know, I guess, how has the internet impacted your life?
The internet is the whole reason I'm here right now, man. Like I told you, those YouTubers I discovered.
Yes.
That's the whole reason I got into comedy. And from that, flowed into music, stand-up comedy. I don't know if you know this guy called Ken Beda.
I do.
Yeah.
He makes such those dope videos and TikToks.
Yeah. So beginning of last year, he put up a reel of himself doing a set at Punchline. I was like, why are you doing this shit? And he told me Punchline. I was like, you can talk to this guy and this guy. And that's how I got into stand-up comedy. So yeah, the internet is the whole reason I'm doing all of everything.
Wait, so the way you ended up doing this, going out and performing live, is because you saw something on the internet and you reached out to someone?
Yeah. Exactly.
No way.
Yeah. Because I was already writing jokes.
Yeah.
And to be fair, earlier I met another comedian called John Ribier in 2019. We were doing some esports thing together, and he had also seen my video. He's like, you should try stand-up comedy or whatever. But at the time, I felt like it was intimidating because I thought about like hecklers and all that sort of stuff. I was like, I'm not ready for that yet. But yeah, 2021, I found Ken Beda on Instagram. I asked him, why are you doing this shit? And then, he linked me up with Doug Mutai.
Yeah, shout out Doug.
Yeah, and it all started there. So yeah, the internet is the whole reason I'm here right now. Yeah.
Do you think if COVID didn't happen, you'd be doing what you're doing right now? Because a lot of the things you've been able to do have happened.
Started during the pandemic, yeah.
Okay. Me, I think COVID was dope because it was like survival of the fittest. Like Darwin's theory, like the guys who are going to survive, the old niggas died. Like a lot of niggas died. We lost a lot of niggas, but like the guys who survived. But some people flourished during COVID. Like it brought out the best out of some people. Whereas it also brought the worst out of people. So I guess for you, how did that?
It also made people realize like there's a different way of going about doing your business. You don't have to. You can do everything from home. So I think to answer your question, I think probably because I started comedy before the pandemic. So I think probably I still would have gotten into this. Just maybe I would have gotten into it in a different way. I don't know, but I think I still would be doing everything I'm doing right now because it's something I had started before the pandemic. So
okay. The story of the album.
Yes.
There's a story. There's parts and a story. It comes together to tell a story.
Yes. So part one is just as I explained, is 3 parts. Part 3 is just the bonus tracks.
Yeah.
Part 1 is, like I said, introducing myself as a person and as an artist. Part 2 is now a narrative of I'm weaving in a comedic story. So the character Lil Minor plays in Wake Up is the story of that part of the album is this young man who goes out with his friends, has fun at a party. They leave the party, they get arrested. That's now Wake Up. And
because you guys wake up and find the cops.
Yeah.
So Karaoke 50.
Yeah. So after getting arrested and being released from his cell, they've swindled him out of his cash, as he says in the outro. So now he's thinking, how where am I gonna get this money from? I need to find a sponyo. So tafuta sponyo, he finds a sponyo, and he gives this woman, sexual one-to-one-two instead in exchange for money, and obviously compromising his sexual health in the process. So that entire part of the album is that story.
Is there any truth? Did this happen? Am I just being a creative?
No, I can't say. I've had experiences with like older women, I think, but not that particular one. The most of it is just.
And what about white women? I heard you talk about white women.
Yeah. That's obviously from my time in England. Yeah.
So that's true.
My joke about losing my virginity.
I don't know if it was a joke, but you said you lost your virginity to a white woman.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's your life.
Yeah.
You're a man of substance.
This is a lot of jokes comedians tell they draw from like their life experience. Obviously, we exaggerate and we embellish and do stuff to make it funny. But like
you were a bit worried about being heckled. You've been doing comedy for some time now.
Almost 2 years now.
Have you been heckled yet?
Yes, several times. No, we're still standing. Bro.
So what were you afraid of?
At the time, I think at the time, like, because I was still new to it and I was only doing videos in my room, I don't know, I was just intimidated by it to some degree. But like, I think in my head, I was like, let me try and get better at this first, at writing or whatever. But really, I should have just jumped into it immediately at that point. Like, okay. But I don't know. Yeah, in my head, it was just all in my head. I was like, I was just kind of intimidated by it. Yeah.
Can I ask you a serious question?
What's up?
How is it going? And how are you doing? In the sense of you're doing all of these things. It's costing money.
Yes.
There's, of course, pockets of self-doubt and then outside doubt as well. You've got into like the album's coming out on Friday.
Yeah. Almost a year and a half later.
Yeah. I'm curious. How is it going, and how do you feel like this whole journey? Is it making sense? Because hopefully for you it makes sense. For us outsiders, we can't relate or even understand even close. But like, I want to know how it's going for you.
I mean, it's I'm having so much fun making music, like, and engaging and putting my comedic side in the music as well. That's like something I've really had fun doing. It's going great, man. I've had so much fun making this album, and I'm gonna be doing. I already have ideas for so many more projects. So like next year, you can expect more stuff from me. And yeah, like how I'm doing, like it's been stressful at times. Like I said, I've spent a lot of money. I've gotten into a few tiffs here and there with some of my loved ones. But I mean, at the end of the day, like it's I feel like it's been worth it. Like the journey was like because this has been like my first full-length project. Like I guess from the music side, I've really learned so much about working with different producers, how to plan myself around like making like a body of work, like a whole project. And that's knowledge I can take into my future projects as well. Like, so I've learned so much, and like I'm having so much fun doing it. Like, so yeah.
You've been on stages for comedy.
Yeah. Not for musical.
Yeah, how I guess performing, like inaweza kwa poa shows za comedy ziko mingi na za ngoma ziko mingi, una decide nifanye gani. So I guess for you, would you want to perform your music?
Absolutely.
Is it like something you want to do? Like
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay.
Because I'm already building stage presence from doing stand-up.
Okay.
And yeah, like I'd love to go and talk my shit with my music. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm really proud of you for what you've done in terms of the music and even the comedy. I guess I'd like to know, where do you want to take this? Because you've opened up a world of opportunities for yourself. I've looked at your website. Like, you have web developer, you have a lot of different amazing skills. I guess, where do you want to take this? I'm sure you have dreams that are big. I guess I would love to hear what those are, if you're not afraid to say them.
Well, as a stand-up comedian, obviously the goal is eventually to get to a point where I can do specials. But that's the thing is, comedies, you can't cheat your way through it. You have to put in the work and grind every week.
What do you mean you can't cheat through? You can't just if you have money, you can't go shoot a special.
No, because I don't have I don't have like a full hour of like solid material. That takes time to build. You have to go to open mics every week and take shit from drunk audience members, and you have to crawl through the mud.
Okay.
Like, this comedy is one art form where you can't cheat your way out of the hard work. You have to.
What about Churchill show? What was that?
I mean, I don't know.
They were pushing out, like, you know.
I mean, like,
because they were on TV, so they had everybody. I feel like that was okay. I'm saying that was a cheat code.
They were on TV, obviously, because Churchill has his numbers and everything. But I can't say.
You're not yelling at guys at Mayura.
Yeah, I can't name any comedian I've seen on Churchill that can go and do like a solid hour.
Mamito?
Besides, I was about to say, besides people like Mamito, because Mamito also does comedy with us now. Like, Mamito is amazing comedian.
Super talented.
Eric Omondi has already done it several times. I don't know who else, man. Emmanuel Kisiangani and Amandip Jack, they were there also. Even like, and they left and they are doing their thing now.
Okay.
Those two guys, I'm sure can, if they can put, both of them can do an hour of good material easily. So I guess, besides people like that, I can't say that like there's anyone else I've seen on Churchill, because a lot of those people sort of drop out and just go online and do their skits and stuff. But like, to do that, to do a special, like, you have to take time building your material, and before you can get to an hour, you first have to get to like a good 5 minutes and a good 10 minutes and a good 20, 30, and that takes time. Like, the longest set I've done as a stand-up comedian so far is 20 minutes. Okay. And I've been doing it for almost 2 years. Yeah. So you can imagine.
You still have a way to build on that. Okay.
Yeah. So
what else is there for you?
I mean, obviously on the music side, planning more projects, planning to continue doing the comedic stuff in my music as well, because I don't know if there's anyone else in the scene right now doing what I do in terms of like the type of songs I make. Just carrying on making more music. Eventually I want to get to a point where I can support other artists as well, like sort of like sign quote unquote someone and build them up. Like, that's something that would make me feel really good. Okay. So I guess like really long term, that's something else I'd want to do. And just embrace the journey and see how far it takes me. Yeah.
Someone asked you, is there like a Kenyan style of comedy? Like, is there a style of comedy that works for Kenya? Because like I feel like what I really like about what the comedy club is doing, it's not the typical style of comedy that we've grown up knowing. This is what's funny. Like, that's a really big shift. Like, is it intentional? Like, do you guys understand? Okay, you're shifting it from when you muluya unakula sana to if you're funny, you're funny. If you're not funny, go home. You know, like, it's not about politics. It's not about tribe. It's not fat shaming. It's not. I guess that's very different.
The thing is, you can still explore topics like that, but in a way that's not what. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made like political jokes and stuff, but anyway.
But like when Doug acts like Gideon Moi, it's different from how you'd expect. You know, like, exactly, it's different.
Yeah. I mean,
or when Justine makes fun of her tits, it's like, wow, okay, she said that. When, you know, like, it's even Amandip, he makes fun of his, but it's not the same. It's different. I feel like it can attract audiences outside of Kenya more.
That's what I was about to say. So like, these guys that started these groups, like Doug with Stand Up Collective, Eric Lusavali with Punchline Comedy Club. these are guys that are very, very intentional in saying, like, we want to start building this culture, this different, like, sort of English comedy culture, because again, in the grand scheme of things, it's more marketable, like you said. Like the other day, Marcus Douglas is another comedian. He went to perform in TZ just the other day, and yeah, I think it's just this, with this style, I guess it's more unpredictable. You can be more creative, and obviously, like I said, comedy is subjective. Like I feel like each has its market, each has its space, like the sort of Churchill type stuff that we're used to. Obviously, it's very many Kenyans that love that. That's still the big whatever. But like in the grand scheme of things, like this sort of English comedy that Kenyans aren't used to is what's going to elevate Kenyans further, because more people around the world can understand and relate to that sort of comedy. So yeah, it was very intentional. Like, and Doug and Eric and all these other guys have been putting in so much work to continue building the scene and professional, and add a professional element to it as well. So
if you could only do one, would you be able to pick? That's like, is that too hard? If you could only do one, like
one of these creative things, that's tough. I'd have to think long and hard about. I don't know. I can't. I'm not sure, because I love them all so much. I have so much fun doing all of that stuff. So
okay. Who makes your cover art? You have really dope cover arts. Especially for the singles that you've been dropping, the cover arts have been so unique and different. Yeah, because even Super Police is different. Tafuta Sponyo, I guess, is it you who's making these?
No. That's I know I do a lot of stuff, but painting is not one of them. No.
Okay.
So the cover arts for
all of them are paintings almost.
They are paintings, yeah. So the ones for Tafuta Sponyo and Wake Up are an artist called Sticky, Eric Murithi, aka Sticky. I met him at like open mics. He hangs around at open mics as well. He's a really talented artist.
Okay.
The one for Super Police is a guy called Vega, who I met through Tekken. He's in the Tekken community. Wow. And Super Police has a lot of Tekken references as well. The cover art itself
exactly
is a character called Lei Wulong, the Jackie Chan tribute character.
Yeah.
So just a black version of him, I guess, or a Kenyan version. So Vega did the Super Police cover art. The only cover art is a Burundian guy called Elogio Nim. So that's a guy I reached out to online. I know him through like mutual friends from high school. I've known about him for like several years, so I was like, I can reach out to this guy. So yeah, those are the guys that did the cover arts. For the album itself, you're going to see it eventually, but it's another guy called Brian Bett. So he's like a visual sort of artist. Like he takes people's pictures and just does these fantastic.
And you have to pay all of these guys?
Yeah, of course.
What?
Yeah,
so you really invested?
This stuff isn't free, man. You have to.
That's crazy.
Yeah, of course I paid these guys. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I wouldn't want someone to come to me and say, I want you to do this thing for me, and then start telling me, oh, exposure, blah 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 blah. I'd want you to pay me, so I respect them enough to pay them for their work. Yeah. And
they're very unique, because it's like they're very unique pieces. Like you can't go and get this on like Pinterest or like some stock photo. It's like it's
like art. Like
exactly.
It's part, like it's the whole thing, the music plus the cover art. It's like art. That's how I like to. That's how I tried to like present it.
What's Ginton Entertainment?
So that's a company I started with my girlfriend, just to through which we can sort of pursue our commercial interests.
Okay.
So when I get paid to do stand-up, it gets paid to Ginton Entertainment. When I release music, it's Ginton Entertainment. And my girlfriend does her commercial modeling, it's Ginton Entertainment. So it's just an entity we created to sort of streamline all.
And is that how you plan on be releasing your music, like for the future? Like, would you want to be signed, or you'd like to stay independent and continue doing it how you're doing it right now? Because someone could give you money for the album, shoot for you videos, but they're gonna find out. So I guess for you, is the independent route your way, or would you want to even explore being signed?
In terms of being signed, I'd be open to doing distribution deals, because obviously that's something that I'd love to get off my hands. If people have relationships with like playlisters and whatever streaming platforms. That helps me.
Perfect.
But in terms of like a record deal where like I have to answer to people in terms of like music I can make or whatever, I'd rather stay independent and just carry on doing my own thing. But but in terms of getting signed, probably just management deals, distribution deals. That's what I'd be open to. Yeah.
Someone is asking here, is Telemani your cousin?
Telemani?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, so definitely not my cousin.
Okay. Let me see what else is happening here. So, album is coming out Friday.
Yes, Friday at midnight on everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Boomplay, wherever you get your music, it will be there. Okay. Friday midnight.
Anything you want to let people know as we end? I want to play for people not a rapper as well as the single that you've dropped. So I guess I'd love to know, what would you want the people listening to know? This week a lot is happening. You can give them a rundown of what's happening this week, but even outside of this week and what you're doing with your life, I guess let them know.
Yeah, so you can follow me on all my social media at DVK17. That's DAVYK17. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be revealing the features at midnight today, so that go on my Instagram and keep up with that. Again, album coming out Friday. Beyond that, you can catch me doing stand-up comedy every week. Tuesday, we do an open mic in town at a place called Number 7. Wednesday, we're in Hurlingham at 2 Grapes, and also in Kilimani at a place called Move Cafe and Bistro. Thursday, we're in Westlands, a restaurant called the Mayura. Friday, we're in a restaurant in Lavington called Wama. So any of those open mics, if you're available or you're around those areas, you can come through, check us out. Every month, we have paid shows in different places. There's comedians touring now. We've had shows in Nanyuki, Nakuru, Mombasa, Eldoret, I think, as well, and of course Nairobi. So you can follow Stand Up Collective and Punchline Comedy Club to keep up with those shows. And just stay tuned for the album. It's interesting features, interesting stories to be told, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it, man. Man of Substance, November 4th.
Man of Substance. Umepigwa na polisi?
I've had run-ins with the cops, yeah.
Wait.
Because of my hair.
Unavuta bangi.
Yeah, I've been searched. I've had my bag searched by police and shit. Yeah, so yeah, when you have dreadlocks, you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay.
So are you a rapper or not a rapper?
I am not a rapper. Me, I'm an artist.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
But you're a comedian as well.
Yeah.
And
so that's what I mean when I say I'm not a rapper. Like I don't want to be put in a box. Like I want to have the space to engage myself creatively in whatever medium, be it rap, comedy, or whatever. So I'm not just a rapper. I'm not just a comedian. I'm just an artist. I'm a creative. So
ladies and gentlemen, that was DVK.
Yes.
Is it DVK or DVK? Or it's both?
It's both. So however you want to read those initials, it's whether it's DVK or DVK.
Okay.
That's up to you. Yeah.
Alright, guys. Man of Substance drops Friday.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot going on this week. Going to stay tuned tonight to find out the features. He's been sharing who the different producers are. You're going to get to find out the track list on Thursday. So stay tuned. Please follow him on all social media platforms. It's the same across all platforms.
Yes.
So keep listening to his music. He's got 4 amazing singles out right now. If you can, please take a moment to listen to them. There's a brand new one called Only. There's one called Super Police. There's one called Tafuta Sponyo. And there's one called Wake Up with Lil Minor. All of them are fucking bangers, so check them out. It's 254 Express. We'll be right back after the music, but stay tuned. Support DVK. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.